How do they, guys? Welcome back to Edgar TV. You know the drill now. We've been filming all day. We're still wearing the same stuff. If you do enjoy this video, there's going to be plenty more before this one because this is episode 4 of this topic. So what we're going to do today, we're going to be talking about the hardest TV tournaments to win, why, and then ranking them. And, well, we'll talk about them individually first. Let's first go Premier League. So the unique factors of that. 16 weeks worth of play, so it's long, it's tiring, it's taxing, but you can get it wrong for the majority of the season and get it right for a small bit and still win. That, for me, makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, and we've seen that happen in the past, so it's not a speculative opinion or viewpoint. Yeah, listen, the money's fabulous, the exposure's fabulous, and
the standards, the elite of the elite.
Yeah, it's not, for me though, the flaws in it, it's not often the best players in the world that's there. It's commercially the most valuable players to the brand. Great tournament, great exposure for our sport, great for the players that are involved. I'm more so looking at how it's been for the last couple of years with it limited to just 8. Yeah, great tournament. Difficulty to win. This will sound quite bizarre, but my opinion on it is because it's only 8 players and because you can get it, as you say, wrong for 75% of it, but can still qualify and go on to win it. That makes it not particularly difficult if you're one of the top players.
Oh, when you see my league table, I've got this quite low down, so that's coming at the end, the league table of what I think in regards to where these rank. World Match Play. I mean, for me, the World Match Play has another element because if you think about the event to qualify, it's probably the hardest event to qualify for because you've got to be in the top 16 of either 1 year or the 2 year ranking.
Yep.
And then the best over 2 years and the best over 1 year clash. So we've got essentially the best players in the world against the most informed players in the world. And that clash there in the first round, that's got to make it difficult. And then they're doing it over a long format in one of the hottest environments in the world of darts.
Yeah, the most purest form of our game, the long leg play format. Like I say, it is the clash of the best 32 players in the world right now. Yes, players can be in the top 16 and be having a sort of slide, but then they're exposed fairly quickly. And like this year, when you think of some of the players that are going to be dangerous floaters, who are going to be playing a seed, again, that makes it difficult because
Anderson, Littler, Josh Rock.
Yeah.
Just to name a few. They're in the 1 year ranking system.
Yes, they're the non-seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, super tough tournament. History of the event as well. It's the second oldest of, and not by much, of all the PDC or then WDC events. It's got that history. It's got that nostalgia. One of the tournaments that's been won by the fewest different players as well, because of Phil Taylor's greed.
Loves Blackpool.
Loves Blackpool. Yeah, it's a super tournament. It rates and ranks up there. Certainly personally as well, one of my favourite tournaments, and certainly one of my favourite tournaments to watch because of that element of you're seeing them clash, the best players in the world, battle it out. The difficulty in qualification, as you've already said, it's right up there for me, one of the best tournaments to win. Maybe not necessarily the hardest, but certainly one of the best tournaments.
I'm going to put the two Minehead ones together, Players' Championship and the UK Open, just because I feel the dynamic's the same. Lots of games in not a lot of time, not a lot of preparation time. The UK Open may be even worse. I remember coming off at times, and if you qualified through the round 3 and you was waiting for the round 4 draw, you would be sat around. Round draw 4 comes out sometime 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it starts at 7.
Yes.
So you can't go off and get ready. You can't start practicing.
Can't eat.
So you sat waiting, and then the draw comes out, and then you think, right, will I be on first or last? And then that changes the whole dynamic of your whole evening. Because if you're on last, you go, right, I can go back to the apartment and sort of freshen up and get ready and come back as a new session. If not, you go, I've got to get straight back on the board. I'm on in an hour and a bit. So that has that element to it. Lots of games in a short time. The finals day, obviously, 3 games in a day. You don't really get to get off site. If you're in the tournament, you sort of engage with the tournament all the way through. So I think those two are very, very hard.
Yeah, I think those two are mentally exhausting as well as physically exhausting, because you're always waiting around, because, like you say, you don't know what's happening. I mean, it's all right. People saying, "Well, you got to worry about is winning," but that's you need prep time, and you need to get that right. You need to know when you can rest, know when you can eat, know when you can practice, and all those elements. Which is why I think it's thrown up a few surprise winners over the years, because that one is.
And very rare do we ever get a winner consistently. It's a new winner.
Yeah.
Most years.
I think
it's a new champion.
I think it's new winners for the last 5.
Yeah, we've had Gilding, Noppert.
Aspinall
was 2017, wasn't he? But yeah, we had lots of
different winners.
He'll probably be appearing on the screen now.
Put that up with your fancy.
Yeah. The
editing.
The edit will sort that out. They're the winners for you.
Yeah, and that's a testament to its difficulty.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of those. World Grand Prix, different, double start, double finish. I think that actually benefits some players a little bit more though, and I think some people will really enjoy that format. I don't think its difficulty level goes up too much. Obviously, it brings the average down, but I don't think it makes the game too different in regards to how hard it is, because actually, sometimes you get a bit of time off, or a bit of feeling of when you get an extra dart or 2 darts in the early part.
Yeah, I think it's a great leveler, and the proof is in the fact when you think of the players that have beaten Phil there that wouldn't get anywhere near him anywhere else.
Yes.
Adrian Gray, Andy Calaby.
Adrian Gray actually packed his bags, didn't he? And he did the interview, and he'd already packed ready to go home.
Yeah, because he's got no chance. Yeah, it makes it a bit of a leveler, and I think making it a bit of a lottery would probably be over egging it slightly. But interesting tournament. A tournament that I sort of had a mixed feelings about playing in. Tough, really tough, and again. That one was more taxing mentally than physically. It's very short format as well, which can catch you out. Double start, the opening rounds, only best of 3 sets. So that always put you.
I didn't consider that factor actually. The opening rounds.
Yeah, that always puts you on edge, and it's a tournament that again is generally full of surprises because of all the added elements. Short course, double start, tough to win.
Yeah. European Championship, I'm always going to skim past that one.
Yeah.
32 players, it's seeded, so if you're in the top 16, you're playing one of the bottom 16, so we'll skim past that. World Championship, I think what makes that hard isn't just the fact of the length of it. We're talking a 3-week tournament where you've got to kind of be on for the whole period of time. It's a long time.
Well, it's 2 tournaments, isn't it?
Yes. One
pre-Christmas, post-Christmas.
Yeah. You have those celebrations in the middle of it, but I think mentally, the fact that the World Championships changes your life. You win that, you're never the same again, and it unlocks you everything.
Yeah.
So I think with that, the pressure of it actually adds to the fact where the others, the format or the sort of the hours you need, but this, I think the pressure of it and the fact that it literally changes your entire ranking system, I think that's why it's going to be hard.
You go from the UK Open, like you say, waiting around, not knowing, and it all being very quick, to a tournament where you know when you're playing your first game, you know when you're playing your second game, you don't know who you're playing, you've got long gaps in between, and it's maintaining that focus in your downtime and finding the right way to prepare. Like so you can have big gaps in between games and short gaps in between games. I remember playing John Park at the Tavern last on. By the time I finished doing the media stuff, it was like midnight, and they decided to put me first on the next day.
Oh, thanks for that, yeah.
Where John had like 4 days off. So that element of it, again, that can just be a little bit unfortunate. But I'm with you, the pressure of the Worlds, like no other tournament. The feelings you have during that event, you don't have in any other event, because you know it's life changing.
And you can win the UK Open, and there's not many people that would win the UK Open and actually go in the top 16.
Yeah.
And we're talking maybe about 10 or so people.
Yeah.
Outside of that, if they win the UK Open, they don't. Well, anyone wins the Worlds, bang,
Top
Premier
10.
League.
Yeah.
You're up
and
there.
and again, that's a it's life changing money.
Yeah.
Literally life changing money. You win the Worlds, you're secured for life. People always only $500,000. Well, you win the Worlds,
On top of it,
the sponsorship deals that come with it, the sponsorship deals for the Premier League. You're in every World Series, more sponsorship deals, royalties, exhibitions, dart manufacturing deals, royalties from that. Yeah, life changing money, and you can live off it for the rest of your life. Look at Keith Deller.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 41 years ago, and he's still doing exhibitions as a former
with the shirt of 138.
With the 138, and so, and you imagine in this modern world where there maybe not as many viewers, but there's more eyes on him. The viewing figures are well low on what used to be, but they only had 3 channels then. But the eyes that are on it globally, and the marketing and merchandise and all those kind of opportunities. So yeah, you don't. There's no other tournament that gave me the feeling of being in the Worlds, and then in 2000 I was favourite to win it. After beating Barney in round 1, I was favourite to lift the title, and then that's a totally different kind of pressure. That is just bonkers, absolutely bonkers. The feeling you have, where even when you think, right, I'll go in the practice room, it'd be nice and quiet. You would see, oh, there's a guy. He's going to win it. He's favourite to win it. It's how Phil ever dealt with that for so many.
He did it, didn't he? He loved it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he absolutely adored it. Right, it's tough.
So here is going to be my league of tournaments.
How about the Grand Slam?
Oh, I didn't put that in.
The Grand Slam. Now that for me is one of the toughest.
Yeah.
For one reason and one reason only: the ridiculous length of matches that you're expected to play on one day.
Yeah.
To play a semi-final and a final over that distance in one day, I don't know how they get away with it.
Yeah, very good. And obviously to get to that, you've got to have short format games in the group stages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grand Slam, for that reason, I think that's probably outside of the Worlds, for me, the second hardest tournament to win. Then probably...
I'm going to have to revise my league table here. I'll have to make a new graphic. I'm not going to show you the first one. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put the Grand Slam in a second. But so my league table is on the screen.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't, like I say, I'm going to slot in the Slam somewhere around. Somewhere around UK Open players. I used to have the Slam a little bit lower down when it was that 16-16 cross-code thing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's literally the 32 best players with some invites overseas, etc. So, yeah, I like that list.
Brilliant. What do you like it, guys? Let us know down in the comment section below. Do you agree with that? Would you rejig it? Do you agree with our reasoning as to why? Or do you think something different? If you do, let us know. Why do you think an event is hard to win? Comment section's the place for that. Hit the like on the way down. Catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.